All right, so you know how everyone's already thinking about their next vacation?
Always.
Well, we are too, and luckily, Forbes Travel Guide has already released their top 12 destinations for 2025.
Yeah, they've got a little something for everyone, it seems like. Big cities, little towns.
Nature-focused trips, or, all about the big events.
Exactly. And some kind of surprising picks, too. I think we're going to have some fun digging into these.
Let's start with those big events.
Okay.
So first up, we've got New Orleans hosting Super Bowl LIX in February 2025.
Okay. Big event for sure.
Now I know what you might be thinking.
Lots of crowds.
Exactly, but hear me out.
Okay.
The Superdome's turning 50.
Oh, wow.
And it just underwent this massive renovation, so it'll be extra special.
So it's like a whole new Superdome.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the city itself is really stepping up their game, too.
Oh, how so?
Well, there's a brand new Four Seasons hotel opening up.
Very nice.
And Caesars New Orleans got a total makeover.
Fancy.
Oh, and get this. They're even putting in a Nobu restaurant.
Well, even if you're not into football, that's a reason to go right there.
Exactly. Plus, we can't forget the food.
Oh, New Orleans is a foodie's paradise.
You've got those classic spots like Commander's Palace.
Yes.
But also some really interesting newer places.
Next.
Okay, so there's this place called Acamaya. It's Mexican seafood.
Interesting.
And then there's Dakar Enole, which does this Senegalese Creole fusion.
Oh, wow. What a cool combination.
Oh, I know, right? So basically, you're guaranteed to eat amazing no matter what.
It's a good strategy, right?
Yeah.
Like they're playing to their strengths, but also adding these new exciting elements.
Exactly. Okay, so now let's switch gears completely.
Are we going?
Amsterdam. They're turning 750 in 2025.
Wow, that's a big one.
And they are going all out with year-long celebrations.
I can imagine it's going to be pretty crowded, though, right?
Yeah, that's my one concern. But they are doing some really cool stuff.
Like what?
So on June 21st, they're having this massive parade, and it's actually closing down the entire A10 ring road.
Whoa, shut down the whole thing. That's pretty impressive.
Right. And then in August, they've got their iconic sail event.
Hundreds of ships.
Right. Yeah. It's supposed to be incredible.
All right, so maybe the crowds will be worth it for something that unique.
Right. And if you are worried about the crowds, there are some really nice new hotels opening up, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so Rosewood and Mandarin Oriental are both opening new properties.
Well, that'll add a little luxury to the mix.
Exactly. So even with the crowds, you'll have options for some peace and quiet.
I like it. It seems like they're really thinking about different types of travelers with this one.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got the excitement of big cities and their events.
What's next?
Well, Forbes is also seeing this trend towards, the opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah, so more remote destinations and wellness retreats.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing that too. People really want to come back from vacation feeling refreshed.
Exactly. Not just like they need another vacation.
Uh-huh, yeah, exactly.
So first up on this front, we have Bhutan.
Bhutan, okay.
Nestled in the Himalayas.
Beautiful.
Right. And they actually call it the Happiness Kingdom.
The Happiness Kingdom.
Yeah, because they actually prioritize gross national happiness over GDP.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right. They're basically saying, hey, well-being is more important than just making money.
So how does that translate into like a travel experience?
So Bhutan is actually the world's first carbon negative country.
Really?
Yeah. Their constitution mandates 60% forest cover.
Wow, so they're really serious about protecting their environment.
Totally. So imagine this.
Okay.
You're exploring these incredible landscapes, you're experiencing this vibrant culture, and you know that your trip is actually benefiting the planet.
Yeah, that's really appealing to a lot of travelers nowadays.
Absolutely. And then for those who are looking for that more immersive experience,
Okay.
there are some really cool lodging options. Like there's this place called the En Beyond Punaka River Lodge.
What's that like?
So they have these luxury tents you can go hiking, biking, whitewater rafting.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about relaxing. It's a whole experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's a full-on immersion in nature and the Bhutanese way of life.
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, what else is on this list of tranquil escapes?
Okay, so this next one is high on my list.
Okay, let's hear it.
Sumba, Indonesia. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, it's an island that's really trying to stay away from like the mass tourism route.
Exactly. No crowds, totally untouched paradise.
Nice.
And there's this amazing resort there called NIHI Sumba.
Okay.
And they focus on something they call wild wellness.
Wild wellness, what is that?
So you can swim with horses in the ocean.
Wait, you can swim with horses?
Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
I know, right? It's like something out of a dream.
It definitely seems like it would live up to that wild wellness name.
Right. And okay, we can't talk about amazing travel destinations without mentioning the
Of
Maldives.
course, the classic.
Those picture-perfect islands, those overwater bungalows, the crystal clear water.
What's new there?
Well, first off, they've actually expanded Valana International Airport, so they're even easier to reach now.
Okay, that's
Right.
good to know.
Right. And they're really embracing the whole wellness trend now, too.
A house?
So there's this resort called Joali Being, and
Oh,
they offer these transformative getaways.
interesting.
And then Vela Private Island, they just opened this well-being village.
Well-being village.
Yeah, it has everything from Ayurvedic treatments to healthy dining options.
Wow, so even a classic destination like the Maldives is changing with the times.
Exactly. So it's not just about luxury anymore, it's about that holistic approach to well-being.
I love that. It's like they're saying, come relax, rejuvenate, and indulge in a little self-care in paradise.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got big, exciting cities and tranquil getaways.
What else is there?
Well, Forbes is also pointing out some revived classics and some hidden gems.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so they're basically saying, hey, look, beyond the obvious, there are some incredible places waiting to be rediscovered.
Okay, I like that. So let's start with those revived classics. What's making a comeback?
Okay, so first up is the Athens Riviera in Greece.
Oh, the Athens Riviera.
Yeah, now I know everyone loves the Greek islands,
Of course.
and they're always going to be popular, but the Riviera is having a moment.
What's driving that?
Well, for one, they've got some amazing new luxury hotels.
Oh,
So there's the Four Seasons Esto Palace and the one and only Estesis.
so they're bringing that high-end luxury to the Riviera.
Exactly. So it's not just about history and those classic Mediterranean vibes anymore.
With a whole new level of glamour.
Exactly. Okay, so now for those hidden gems, what should we have on our radar?
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, Forbes highlights Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville.
Yeah, so it's actually recovering from Hurricane Helene,
Oh, right.
and they're specifically encouraging travelers to visit.
That's great. Support the local economy while you travel.
Exactly. And Asheville is a beautiful mountain town. You've got the iconic Biltmore Estate, the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah, I've heard great things about Asheville. Beautiful scenery and great craft brewery scene, too.
Yeah, so you can have fun while supporting a community that really needs it.
It's a win-win.
Exactly. Okay, so this next hidden gem I had never even heard of before.
Oh, really? I'm intrigued.
Longboat Key, Florida. Have you heard of it?
Longboat Key. It rings a bell.
So it's a quiet barrier island off the coast of Sarasota,
Okay.
known for its like pristine beaches.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and the St. Regis Longboat Key Resort just opened.
St. Regis. Fancy.
Oh yeah, and it's the largest development on the island in like 50 years.
Wow, so it's really exclusive.
Totally. Okay, so imagine this.
I'm listening.
A 350,000-gallon lagoon filled with rays and fish
Wow.
right on the resort grounds. You can snorkel right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They've also got multiple restaurants, a 20,000-square-foot spa. It's all about that upscale seclusion.
It sounds like the perfect combination of luxury and getting away from it all.
Right. Okay, so we've covered cities, tranquil getaways, and hidden gems.
What's the final trend Forbes is seeing?
Well, they've noticed that some destinations are really prepping for the future.
Prepping for the future. What does that look like?
So they're thinking about infrastructure and also, what kind of experience they're offering. They're getting ready to really be on the global stage.
Okay, so who is stepping into the spotlight?
Well, we already talked about Amsterdam getting ready for their big anniversary.
Right.
But Monaco's also stepping up their game.
Monaco. I always thought of it as just like, the Grand Prix and casinos.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, they're branching out.
Oh, really? How so?
So they have one of the world's oldest aquariums. They've got an annual jazz festival. And of course, there's the beach scene.
So they're showing there's more to Monaco than meets the eye.
Exactly. And the food scene is pretty interesting too.
Oh, yeah. What's going on there?
So you've got those classic Michelin-starred restaurants, of course.
That makes sense.
But they've also got some trendy newcomers, like this place called Amazonico.
What kind of food do they have?
It's like a Latin American fusion place.
Mm-hmm.
Really vibrant atmosphere.
So they're appealing to different tastes.
Exactly. Okay, now for another destination prepping for the future, we've got Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah, and they're actually experiencing a hotel boom right now.
A hotel boom. Why is that?
Well, they're getting ready to host the 2030 FIFA World Cup.
Ah, that makes sense. They're going to need all those rooms.
Exactly. And some big names are getting in on the action.
Like who?
So you've got Royal Mansour, Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, and Park Hyatt all expanding their presence there.
Wow, so they're really investing in luxury.
Big time. So in a few years, you could be sipping mint tea in a luxurious riad or lounging by the pool at a chic beach resort.
Sign me up.
Right. Okay, and for our last future forward destination, we have Santa Monica, California.
Oh, Santa Monica. I love Santa
Me
Monica.
too. And they're turning 150 in 2025.
Wow, 150, that's a big one.
And they're using it as a chance to really focus on art, culture, and food.
Cool, so what are they doing to celebrate?
Well, they've got a couple of cool new hotels.
Oh, like,
So the Regent Santa Monica Beach just opened.
okay, I've heard of that one.
It's got a Chef Michael Mina restaurant that's getting amazing reviews. And the first Guerlain Spa on the West Coast.
Fancy. What's the other hotel?
It's called the Sanborn Santa Monica. It's got this unique design by an architect named Gula Jonsdottir.
Okay.
And they even offer complimentary ceramics classes.
Ceramics classes.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's pretty unique.
Right. And to add to the local flavor, they've got this new family-owned AJA Vineyards tasting room.
Oh, nice. I love a good wine tasting.
Me too. And they source all their wines from the Malibu coast.
So they're really showing off what the area has to offer.
Exactly. Okay, and finally we have Brisbane, Australia.
Brisbane, okay.
So they're already known for being this mix of urban excitement and outdoor adventure.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there.
Me too. But they're really stepping things up because they're getting ready for the 2032 Olympics.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll put them on the map.
Right. And they're really highlighting their natural beauty. They've got kayaking on the Brisbane River, hiking in Daguilar National Park, and even rappelling down ancient cliffs.
Rappelling down cliffs.
Mhm.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, it's definitely for the adventurous types.
So there's a little something for everyone on this list, it seems.
Right. Whether you want to relax on a beach, explore a new city, or push your limits, there's a perfect destination out there waiting for you in 2025.
It's so inspiring to see how these places are really thinking about the future of travel.
I know, it's making me want to book a trip, like right now.
Me too.
So before we jump into our personal favorites from this list and what might resonate best with you,
Okay.
let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our deep dive into the top travel destinations for 2025. All right, so we've toured the globe with Forbes' list. They've given us a lot to think about.
Yeah, tons of options.
I'm already itching to pack my bags, are you?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
amazing how different these destinations are.
Right.
But you know what? I think they're all tapping into the same thing.
What do you mean?
Like those big city events and the secluded getaways, they both offer something more, something meaningful.
Yeah, it's not just about checking things off a list anymore.
Exactly. People are looking for a real experience, something that, stays with them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you can see how these destinations are adapting to that.
Right. They're highlighting those experiences, the stories they tell. They want travelers to really connect with the place.
It's like they're saying, come find yourself in Bhutan.
Right. Or unleash your wild side in Zumba.
Mm-hmm.
It's about tapping into what people are really looking for.
Okay, so speaking of personal desires,
Okay.
I'm having a hard time deciding between Sumba and the Maldives.
Oh, tough choice.
Right. That wild wellness thing in Sumba really speaks to me.
Swimming with horses? I mean, come on.
But then there's the Maldives. It's like the ultimate escape.
Yeah, and with that new focus on wellness, it's even more tempting.
I know. Okay, what about you? Any of these destinations calling your name?
It's tough. I think for me, the real appeal is how these places are changing with how people travel.
You mean like how they're thinking about traveler priorities?
Yeah. It's not just about luxury anymore or just beautiful scenery. It's about offering something deeper.
Yeah, that connection with nature, with ourselves, even with a different way of life.
Right. And I think that's such an important point. The best destination is the one that fits with you.
Exactly. So while Forbes gives us some great ideas, I think it's important for our listeners to, think about what they really want.
Absolutely. What are you into? What kind of activities, what cultures, what kind of food makes you happy?
Yeah, think about what kind of weather you like.
Exactly. That's where the fun starts, It's like your own treasure hunt, finding those hidden gems.
Yeah, go beyond those typical tourist spots, explore some of the less popular regions.
There are so many resources out there to help you.
Right. Travel blogs, online forums, guidebooks.
Even travel agents that can help you create a totally customized trip.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about these specific places, but I think it's worth stepping back for a minute.
Okay.
What about the bigger trends that are shaping travel?
Yeah, that's a good point. We could learn a lot from those.
Right. It tells us what travelers want, what's important to them.
And understanding those trends can help us make better decisions about where and how we travel.
Well, we've already talked about wellness and sustainability, Those are clearly here to stay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And they're everywhere now, too.
Exactly. You can find wellness retreats and eco-friendly options in cities, in the countryside, everywhere.
It's amazing how much that's changed, right?
Yeah, it's easier than ever to prioritize those things while you travel.
And it's not just travelers making those choices. The industry's changing, too.
How
You've
so?
got airlines trying out biofuels, hotels reducing their energy use, tour operators making things more eco-friendly.
It's great to see that shift.
Yeah, it's a team effort, right? Everyone's thinking about the future and how to protect the planet.
Exactly. And this whole sustainability thing, it's not just about the environment.
What do you mean?
It's also about the people, right? Supporting local communities and preserving cultural heritage.
That's right. When you travel, you want to make sure you're giving back to the communities you're visiting.
Yeah, so when you're planning your trip, think about how you can support local businesses. Talk to the people, learn about their culture.
It's about enriching your experience, but also making a positive impact on the place.
A two-way street, exactly. Okay, so we've covered a lot here.
We have lots of great insights.
We talked about specific destinations and the bigger trends influencing travel.
Travel is such a dynamic industry, it's constantly changing.
And there's always something new to discover.
Exactly. I think that's what makes it so exciting.
Whether you're looking for a relaxation adventure or just something completely new.
There's a perfect trip out there for everyone.
Okay, so before we wrap up,
Okay.
I want to touch on one more important aspect of travel.
What's that?
The power of storytelling.
Oh, I love that. Every place has a story to tell.
Right. A story woven from its history, its culture, its people.
And as travelers, we become a part of that story.
Yeah, we add our own experiences, our own perspectives.
It's a cycle. We travel to experience those stories, and we become a part of them ourselves.
And then we share those stories. We inspire other people to travel and find their own stories.
It reminds us that travel is about more than just a vacation.
It's about human connection. It's about learning and growing.
Yeah, and broadening our understanding of the world.
Okay, so as you're planning your next adventure,
Okay.
be open to those stories.
Yes. Embrace the unexpected. Engage with the locals.
Let the magic of travel captivate you.
Let those stories shape you.
I love that.
Indeed. May your travels be filled with wonder, adventure, and those unforgettable stories.
Okay, so we've explored destinations, trends, and even talked about storytelling.
We covered a lot.
But before we let you go, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Oh.
So you've seen all these amazing places, heard about what's trending, what other travelers want.
Right.
But what about you? Where does your imagination take you?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? It's not just about picking a place from a list.
It's about letting your own wanderlust guide you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you searching for? What will truly make your trip amazing?
So maybe you're picturing yourself in Amsterdam during their anniversary.
Yeah, walking along the canals.
Imagine the city all lit up, the sounds of laughter, the thrill of discovering some hidden little cafe.
Or maybe you're drawn to that peacefulness of Bhutan.
Hiking through those forests with incredible views.
The fresh mountain air, the sound of silence.
Maybe it's New Orleans calling you.
Oh yeah, the food, the music, the energy.
Or the Maldives, pure relaxation.
Lounging in an overwater bungalow, those crystal clear waters.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
So what adventures will you have in 2025?
Don't stop here. Let this be the start of your planning.
Do your research, find what excites you.
And start planning that dream trip.
Because travel is an investment in yourself.
It's a chance to grow, to learn, to make memories.
So what are you waiting for?
The world is waiting. Go explore.
Safe travels and happy adventures. All right, so we've explored those amazing destinations, discussed the trends shaping travel in 2025, and even touched on the power of storytelling. But before we let you go, I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm all ears.
We've seen destinations that cater to adventure seekers, those looking for peace and tranquility and everything in between. But what does your ideal 2025 travel experience look like?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Is it about pushing your boundaries, finding inner peace, or maybe rewriting your own travel narrative?
I think that's a really important thing to consider. It's not just about, picking a place on a map. It's about aligning your travel choices with what you actually want out of life.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So what are you hoping to gain from your travels?
Yeah, what kind of transformation are you looking for?
So maybe it's about challenging yourself, stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, pushing yourself to try new things.
Imagine trekking through that remote wilderness of Sumba, connecting with nature on a whole other level.
Ooh, yeah. Or maybe it's about finding some inner peace,
Mm.
really rejuvenating.
Picture yourself doing yoga on a cliff top in Bhutan, those Himalayan views all around you.
Yeah, just letting go of all that stress and finding that sense of serenity.
Maybe it's about immersing yourself in a brand new culture, really broadening your perspective.
Ooh, yeah. I love that. Imagine getting lost in the souks of Marrakech.
Yeah, all those sights and sounds and smells and the stories you'll hear from the locals.
Or maybe you want to tap into that adventurous side.
Yeah, go for those adrenaline pumping experiences.
Picture yourself rappelling down those cliffs in Brisbane, feeling that rush.
So, whatever your travel aspirations are for 2025, remember to embrace the journey itself as much as the destination.
Yeah, let yourself be transformed by the people you meet, the things you see, and all those little moments along the way.
Because at the end of the day, travel is about so much more than just checking things off a list.
Yeah, it's about discovering new parts of yourself, broadening your horizons, and creating memories that'll last a lifetime.
Exactly. So, as you're planning your trip, don't be afraid to dream big.
Yeah, think outside the box. Consider those what ifs.
And most importantly, trust your gut. Let your heart guide you.
The world is full of incredible places just waiting to be discovered.
So,
So
what are you waiting for?
pack your bags, embrace the unknown, and go create your own story.
Safe travels, everyone.